Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Dan here, and today I'm bringing you guys a little bit of some gameplay commentary on the Black Ops 4 private beta. Just some cordite on some seaside, on some control, and this game kind of starts off slow and ends a little slow for me, but it later on heats up in the center, so it's a decent gameplay, but just a cover for what I've got to talk about today, which is basically, I guess, all the negatives that Black Ops 4 has been getting, and kind of addressing, I guess, kind of taking a look as to what I've noticed in the community, and just things that people are saying and talking about in Black Ops 4. Now, first things first, I think to get it out of the way, I am a fan of Black Ops 4. I like the game. I think it has very high potential, and I'm enjoying it. It feels fun, it feels fluid, and at the end of the day, it does feel like Black Ops 3, and I like Black Ops 3, so that was kind of a perfect mesh for me. But to people that didn't like Black Ops 3, maybe that, no, not maybe, that probably is what turns them off, so either way, first topic we want to tackle, people are saying that COD didn't change enough. COD is nothing new, COD's the same thing. Now, here's the thing, right? People are complaining about how COD has changed. COD has gotten specialist abilities. COD is now regenerating health. COD is doing this. COD is doing that. And guess what? People are still like saying COD hasn't changed enough. Like the thing is that the community asks so many things. The community just asks so many different, I guess, items. They want either COD to go back to that Black Ops 2 form, or they want COD to move on and just change the formula, change the graphics, change this and that. Personally, I think the graphics are a little long overdue, but as far as the graphics go, it works well. It's colorful, it's bright, and I think it doesn't bother me like Infinity Ward's 50 Shades of Grey, but it is what it is. So either way though, it's very hard for developers to do, and I think the direction that developers have been taking it is a good direction. The game has definitely changed, but it hasn't changed so drastically where the diehard fans can't recognize their games anymore, because really the comments that you see most of the time are people who maybe even claim that they're diehard fans, but in reality they probably were always acted as a hater. That's just how it is. You can take a look at Amazon reviews. The first day the game comes out, all the haters just hit it up, with the hate comments. That's not even fair. Like, this is how it goes. Now, personally, I guess the main topic I want to get to is just how people like Review Tech USA, 8 Thoughts, and people like those, are Simon B, Griffin, they would all hate the game. But whenever I watch them play, I'm just like, well, they're a little bit on the, I guess, let's call them casuals, right? I believe that's what they are. They're just casual players, people trying to enjoy the game, without sweats. Now, first of all, you're playing a beta. You're playing a beta. Betas are, especially a private beta that requires you to pre-order. Who's going to pre-order Black Ops 4, right? Obviously the people who like the game, and people who like the game generally are, good at it. Now, there are some people who like the game and just are still bad at it. That happens everywhere, in Overwatch and COD, whatever it is, and that's why I'm able to stop these people. But with that being said, it's hard to like a game when you're constantly getting stomped, especially now with this game. I feel like with 150 health, with the healing, it adds a new dynamic to the game, and it adds a whole new skill cap to the game that I think the casuals are going to have a hard time adapting to. Let's be honest, let's say a casual player sees you engaging with someone else, you win that gunfight, you turn a corner and hit that stim pack, they're going to think that you're still low on health, but the thing is, you're not. You hit that stim pack and suddenly you're ready to go again. That's what makes the difference between a good player and a great player, And so I think people in that, I guess, casual part are going to struggle, They're gonna struggle when they get outplayed, and it's not gonna feel good. I don't feel good when I get freaking turned on. It doesn't help, and it doesn't. I sometimes would feel like, well, what the hell, I should have gotten that kill. But I think, I don't know how many times a casual player can just 180 and headshot someone, but when it happens, it feels good. And I think that as far as a casual player goes, they're usually on the receiving end of that, and it doesn't feel good, And I think what they want is Call of Duty restore to a time like Modern Warfare 2, where everyone dies in an instant. It has a good hit detection. Don't get me wrong, the game feels good, but I promise you, in modern day, it would not hold up well at all. And so going back is not an option. Changing the game is really the only way to go. Now, some people are saying, well, we're not changing the game per se. We just want to get rid of the 150 health, gotta get rid of body armor. I might agree with you, body armor there, but body armor has quite a bit of counters, and there's a lot of trade-offs. For an aggro player like me, I don't think body armor is a very good choice. Stim shot, I think that's what it's called, is very, very strong for me. Like, I'm getting it up in people's faces, climbing up windows like that. I mean, armor might protect me for like just first gunfight, but what happens when I jump into a group of 5, 6, 7 people? Or maybe not 5, 6, and 7, but like 4 or 5 people. Like, you might be saying, well, you're not supposed to win that, but I mean, if players are bad enough, I might be able to outplay them. But that's just how it goes. Like, casual players, it's, how do I put this? COD is heading in a direction where competitive play is exceeding that of casual play, and you're seeing this with Overwatch as well. You're seeing this with a bunch of other games, right? Just competitive is beginning to really not even beginning to, it's taking off at a really unprecedented rate, and it's really amazing. But I will agree that I hope that they do appeal to try to not make it fully competitive, but this game the skill cap has gone higher. I mean, that's just how it is, and the casuals that can adapt is going to struggle. That's just how it goes. And I think at this point, COD can either appeal to the casuals and make the game easier. By that I mean maybe turn it back down to 100 guns and melt people, and then that's just what happens. Just when guns melt people, the tryhards, quote unquote, can't really turn on you. And then if you turn off the stim pack thing, suddenly tryhards can't just turn around, jump shot you, and then if you land one bullet, they're dead. That's just what's gonna happen. But I think with this game, like I said, just raises the skill cap, and there's nothing like you can do about it, so I think that's why casual struggle. Sorry if I'm like re-saying my topics and stuff, but it's a rant. I don't write on my commentaries. I should, but yeah, that's just what I think about it. I don't want to tell the casuals to be like, oh, just get good, because some people don't have the time to get good, or some people just naturally just aren't as good, or they might be just better at other games, and they just play COD to chill, and I think COD is slowly leaving that, and I think it's appealing to that market of diehard COD fans who like they're almost experimenting, and seeing what the remains of their COD community will like, because I think at this point the main casuals, the people who don't really like buy the Black Ops Pass, buy all that stuff for COD, have already left for Fortnite, because I mean, you take a look at Fortnite, the difference between the two of them, they both have very fluid gameplay, right? They're both very smooth, like fluid, and they were the top dogs of their time, or I guess at Fortnite currently, But the similarity between them is that they were very forgiving. They're very easy to get into and very forgiving to new players. Now you could say that, well, new players don't know how to build. But the thing is, it doesn't take very long to learn. On console, you press circle, just press R2 and just spam walls between you and the enemy, and you can just run. I mean, that's how it goes. I mean, it's wall, ladder, wall, not ladder, what am I talking about? Wall, ramp, and that's it. That's literally all there is to Fortnite, and that's why people that's why I guess the casual players like it, because there's not much to learn. There's nothing to learn about positioning. Like the pros, yes, and you're playing as hard players, yeah, but the majority of the community is just casual, and when they're playing against one another, they just need to build walls between them and the better player and run, and hope that someone else along the way kills that better player. That's just how it goes in Fortnite. And in Call of Duty, that forgiving type of gameplay is beginning to diminish. Your ability to just get quick free kills is no longer like there. With more health and stuff. I mean, you need to have better aim. You need to have you know, quicker reflexes. You need to have split-second decision making, and all of these things, you know, the casual players won't learn about their game. You know, generally that's how it goes. You know, and so I guess like you could argue too that COD has lost its fun factor, but part of the fun is just, I guess, being, you know, good at the game and taking it relatively competitive. You know, and that's just what COD has become. So those are just my thoughts. You know, I mean, like for these guys complaining that, you know, health is just too bad, and I know I watch your gameplays and you know he's got. I mean, I've seen people like I watch gameplays and they're just like, you know, they shoot a guy and then he didn't die, but they didn't realize they missed half the shots they were shooting. Like, let's be honest. You know, now I'm not saying that there are times where hit detection is super wonky. You know, I've seen examples of those too, but you know, like I would say 7-8 times out of 10, their aim is just way off. You know, you know, like that's just how it is. You know, and they just simply rage because A, their fan base are all COD haters, or B, it's funny. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, watching people rage is kind of funny, but you know, it doesn't. I feel like it blows it out of proportion what Black Ops 4 is trying to do versus what half the community wants. You know, so I think a great deal of the majority of the community is rather content with what we have here, but there is, you know, the other side that really doesn't like the game, doesn't really have a solution. You get what I mean? Like some people say, here are my fixes, you know, but the thing is, your fixes are the opposite of what another person may have wanted, you know? Some people might have enjoyed the health regen and stuff, but just didn't like the 150 health, you know? Some people might have thought 150 health is fine, but simply body armor is the problem. You know, all these things, you know, the thing is that the COD hate community has really a lack of cohesion on what they want, and I think that's what makes it very difficult for them to be content, and I don't blame them. You know, like it's hard for the developer to appease all of that, and it's hard as a gamer to really understand, I guess, as a community as a whole, like what they want, you know. And so it's unfortunate, but I mean, it is what it is. So, you know, I'm not too heavily like in one side or another, but I will say actually I'm not in any of the hate side. I'm enjoying the game quite a bit. I like it. I feel the game feels fluid, like I said, and I enjoy it. So, you know, call me a COD fanboy if you will, but I think it's just the direction COD has taken. You know, I think there just is beginning to be less and less spots for, you know, people who aren't good at the game, you know. So it's unfortunate, but and let's be honest, you know, most people play games that they're good at, and you know that's no surprise. And COD just seems to be a scapegoat for everything hate related. So it is what it is. But yeah, on that note, that's really all I have to say. I mean, if you want something easy, if you want something that's forgiving, if you want something that, you know, you don't have to get stomped by a better player than you every single time, you can go play Fortnite. You know, not that that's bad. You know, Fortnite is a great place to just chillax, relax with your friends, and not have to stress out too much. I mean, I play that without too much thought now. I used to play like duo squads or whatever, and that was just not fun. But I think something like 50-50 is just super relaxing, and then if I get in trouble, hey, just build a bunch of walls, and hey, I'm good. You know, so doesn't take much thought for me, I guess. So, anywho, sorry about the rant, but that's just my quick 2 cents on what I think of the hate that this game's getting. But on that note, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. What is your score per minute average at?